Women are often gifted with a powerful sense of intuition, a deep inner knowing that can guide their decisions and actions in life. This sixth sense, as some may call it, is an instinctive ability to perceive things beyond the surface, to sense the truth in situations, even when it isn't explicitly spoken. It's a tool that women possess, but often it goes underutilized or ignored due to societal conditioning or the influence of external voices. The importance of listening to and trusting one's intuition cannot be overstated, especially in a world where distractions and noise drown out the voice within. For many women, intuition is an inherent skill developed over years of observation, experience, and emotional intelligence. It's not a random, vague feeling, but a culmination of accumulated knowledge and awareness. Intuition can be subtle, a soft whisper or a lingering feeling, but when you learn to pay attention to it, it becomes more pronounced, clearer, and more reliable. Ignoring this gift often leads to costly mistakes, both in personal and professional aspects of life. The heart and mind might urge one to take a certain path, but ignoring that internal nudge can lead to regret, missed opportunities, and even harmful consequences. When women ignore their intuition, they often find themselves trapped in situations where they feel uneasy or uncomfortable. These situations may appear to be harmless on the surface, but deep down, something doesn't sit right. That feeling is their intuition speaking to them, warning them of potential risks. Unfortunately, many women have been taught to suppress or second-guess this inner voice, often in favor of external opinions or societal expectations. This can lead to staying in toxic relationships, tolerating disrespectful behavior, or choosing opportunities that don't align with their true values. Over time, this erosion of intuition can lead to self-doubt and a weakened sense of self-trust. Intuition is not just a reactionary force, but a proactive one. It serves as an early warning system, alerting a woman to potential threats before they even materialize. For example, when making decisions about relationships, a woman may feel an instinctive pull to distance herself from a person who seems charming, but whose actions don't align with their words. Our gut instinct tells her to trust her sense of discomfort and to proceed with caution rather than ignore it in favor of trying to be liked or accepted. This is where trusting intuition becomes vital, recognizing it as a tool for prevention, not just an afterthought when things go wrong. In professional settings, intuition plays a crucial role as well. Women often have the ability to sense the underlying motivations and dynamics within teams or organizations. They can pick up on the subtle cues that others may overlook, the shift in tone, the unspoken tension, the hidden agendas. These cues, when recognized and understood, can make all the difference in navigating complex work environments. However, in so many relationships, we lose that form. Yet many women are conditioned to downplay their intuitive abilities, especially in male-dominated industries or environments where logic and data often take precedence over gut feelings. But intuition, when used in harmony with reason and analysis, can be a powerful guide in decision-making and problem. While intuition may seem mysterious or unquantifiable, it is rooted in experience and observation. It is a reflection of everything a woman has learned and observed over her lifetime. This is why intuition often seems to be more accurate with age and experience. It builds on all the moments when a woman has been keenly aware of the people and circumstances around her. In younger years, the voice of intuition might be quieter, less developed, but over time it becomes louder and more distinct because it is grounded in the accumulated wisdom gained from life's trials and tribulations. Unfortunately, society tends to value logic and analytical thinking more than intuition, especially when it comes to important decisions. Women are often encouraged to prioritize reasoning and rational thought over gut feelings, and this can diminish their confidence in their own inner voice. This dynamic can cause them to question their instincts, which leads to making decisions based solely on external input, rather than listening to the one voice that truly understands them, their own. Learning to trust and act on intuition requires practice and self-awarenesses. It means paying attention to how different situations make you feel, physically, emotionally, and mentally. It involves recognizing when something feels right and when it doesn't, and not being afraid to act on those feelings, even if they are difficult to explain to others. The more you practice listening to your intuition, the stronger it becomes, and the more you realize how powerful it truly is. It's also essential to differentiate between intuition and fear. Fear can create a similar sense of discomfort or unease, but intuition speaks to you from a place of calm inner knowing, whereas fear arises from a place of anxiety or uncertainty. Intuition encourages growth, self-protection, and alignment with your true values, while fear often stems from external pressures or past experiences that cause you to question your safety or abilities. Ultimately, intuition is a woman's personal compass, a tool for navigating life's challenges with wisdom and clarity. Ignoring it is like disregarding your own inner wisdom, and this can lead to a life filled with confusion, regret, and disillusionment. When women learn to trust and honor their intuition, they empower themselves to make better decisions, form healthier relationships, and live more aligned lives. The key lies in recognizing intuition not as a mystical or abstract concept, but as a real and powerful tool for self-empowerment and self-protection. Not everyone in your life is meant to stay. Not everyone will support you, understand you, or even care about your well-being. This truth becomes even more evident when you take a deeper look at the people who surround you. They might seem friendly. They might act as though they have your best interest at heart, but sometimes they're not who they seem to be. There are energy drainers, those who feed off your light, your positivity, and your warmth. These are the people you need to be wary of. Energy drainers come in many forms, and they don't always wear an obvious mask. Sometimes they're the ones closest to you, family members, friends, or even colleagues, who seem harmless. They may ask you for advice, time, or emotional support, but when it's time for them to reciprocate, they vanish or make excuses. These people don't give, they take. And over time, you'll start to feel the impact of constantly giving and receiving nothing in return. It becomes exhausting, draining, and most importantly, toxic. You will notice it at first in the way your energy shifts. You'll feel yourself starting to feel drained or fatigued after interactions with certain people. You may be in a conversation where at one point you felt uplifted, confident, and clear-headed, but when it ends, you're left feeling depleted, frustrated, or even confused. They've taken something from you, and not because they intentionally meant to, but because that's just who they are. These people have a way of subtly draining your energy without even realizing it. And the damage is done over time. The impact of these energy-draining individuals isn't always immediate, but if you allow them to stay in your life, it will begin to wear you down. One of the most dangerous things about these people is that they often come with a hidden agenda. They may act like they care, but in reality, they may only care about how you can serve their needs, fulfill their desires, or boost their egos. When you stop serving them, when you stop giving them what they want, they'll quickly shift their behavior, leaving you feeling confused, rejected, or isolated. The key to protecting your energy is learning to identify these people early on. Often they disguise themselves as harmless or even helpful individuals. But over time, their patterns begin to emerge. They're the ones who always seem to call when they need something, But when it's your turn to ask for help, they're suddenly unavailable or uninterested. They're the ones who seem to want to talk only about themselves, never showing any real interest in your thoughts, feelings, or life. They might give you advice, but it's rarely rooted in a desire for you to thrive. It's more about making themselves feel better by controlling the conversation or situation. If you continue to give them your time, your energy, and your emotions, they'll take and take, leaving you with nothing. What you may not realize is that every time you engage with an energy drainer, you're allowing them to deplete you. Your emotional, mental, and even physical well-being begins to deteriorate because you're giving everything you have to someone who will never reciprocate. And what happens when you give everything and receive nothing? Then who will you give to make them feel good? But now also they're giving you what you don't. You end up empty, burned out, and lost. But this doesn't have to be your reality. You have the power to protect yourself, to guard your energy, and to choose who gets access to your time in your life. Recognizing energy drainers is the first step. You need to pay attention to how you feel after interactions with certain people. Are you uplifted, energized, inspired? Or do you feel heavy, drained, and unappreciated? If you feel the latter, it's a clear sign that this person is not benefiting you. The next step is to create boundaries. These boundaries are not meant to be harsh or unkind, but they are necessary for your well-being. They are a form of self-respect. Jérôme Plancher de la sexe, Atlante ça. Sometimes, boundaries are simple things, like not answering the phone when they call, or saying no when they ask for something that you simply can't give. Other times, boundaries might require you to have difficult conversations with people who have become too comfortable with taking from you without giving anything back. It's important to remember that boundaries are a reflection of your self-worth. When you set them, you are showing the world that you are worthy of respect and that your time, your energy, and your emotions are not to be taken for granted. Remember, it's okay to outgrow people. It's okay to distance yourself from those who constantly drain you. In fact, it's necessary for your growth. You deserve to surround yourself with individuals who lift you up, who encourage you to become the best version of yourself, and who respect your time, your energy, and your emotions. You deserve to be around people who add to your life, not subtract from it. So the next time you feel your energy being drained, take a step back and evaluate the situation. Is this person truly adding value to your life? Are they lifting you up, or are they simply taking without giving? If they're taking, it's time to make a change. Trust yourself, trust your instincts, and protect your energy. You are worth it. There is a fundamental truth that many women often overlook, and it is that their self-worth should never depend on others' opinions, validation, or approval. For too long, society has conditioned women to seek external recognition, to feel valuable, to measure their worth by how others see them, and to feel satisfied only when they receive praise, admiration, or affirmation from people around them. However, true self-worth is not external, it is internal, anchored in the knowledge and belief that they are already valuable, capable, and deserving of success, love, and happiness, regardless of anyone else's opinions. From an early age, women are socialized to be people pleasers. They are taught to be accommodating, nurturing, and considerate of the needs and wants of others. While these traits are valuable in many contexts, they can lead to an unhealthy tendency to measure personal worth based on how well they are fulfilling the expectations of others. In relationships, whether romantic or platonic, women often place more importance on others' approval than their own happiness and fulfillment. In the workplace, women might downplay their abilities to avoid standing out too much, or to keep the peace, mistakenly thinking that blending in will make them more accepted or valued. This pattern of thinking leads to women constantly seeking validation from external sources instead of recognizing their intrinsic worth and embracing their own. When a woman finds herself constantly seeking approval or validation from others, she may start to lose sight of who she truly is and what she is truly capable of achieving. She may start to doubt herself, question her abilities, and rely too much on what others think of her instead of trusting her own instincts and judgment. This is a dangerous place to be because it gives others power over how she feels about herself. If others are critical, dismissive, or unappreciated, it can cause a woman to feel inadequate, anxious, or unworthy, even though these feelings are not based on any truth about her abilities or character. What women need to understand is that their self-worth should never fluctuate based on external factors or other people's perspectives. A woman is not defined by her relationship status, her job, or her appearance. She is not defined by the approval or disapproval of others, whether it's from family, friends, a romantic partner, or colleagues. True self-worth comes from within, from a deep understanding of one's own value, qualities, and contributions to the world. When a woman fully understands her own worth, no negative comment or criticism from others will shake her belief in herself. It is essential for women to stop seeking external validation to feel worthy because it leads to self-sabotage and a lack of empowerment. Constantly seeking approval from others keeps a woman in a state of dependence and insecurity. It holds her back from stepping into her true potential because she is always worried about what others think. This fear of judgment keeps her from expressing herself authentically, from pursuing her goals without hesitation, and asserting herself when necessary. The constant need for approval prevents her from embracing her full potential because it ties her self-esteem. On the other hand, when a woman starts to prioritize her own validation, she becomes more independent, confident, and resilient. She learns to trust her decisions and to pursue her desires without needing the approval of others to feel good about herself. She understands that her worth is not based on how much others like her or approve of her actions. This inner confidence gives her the courage to pursue her goals, stand up for what she believes in, and create the life she desires, regardless of what anyone else thinks. Moreover, women should understand that self-worth is also about embracing their flaws, imperfections, and mistakes. It is about accepting that they don't have to be perfect to be valuable. Being human means making mistakes, learning, growing, and evolving. It means giving yourself permission to fail, to learn from failures, and to continue moving forward without allowing those setbacks to define you. A woman who values herself understands that she is worthy of love, respect, and success, not because she is flawless, but because she is constantly growing, learning, and striving to be the best version of herself. When women stop depending on others to validate their worth, they start living authentically. They begin to make decisions that are aligned with their true desires and aspirations, not based on fear of judgment or rejection. They learn to say no to things that don't serve them, to set boundaries that protect their time, energy, and emotional well-being, and to prioritize their own needs without guilt. By doing so, they create a life that is genuinely their own, built on self-respect, confidence, and inner strength. In this process, women become powerful agents of their own lives. They stop waiting for others to tell them they are worthy, and instead, they embrace their worthiness from within. They don't need others to define who they are. or what they can achieve. When a woman believes in her own worth, she unlocks the door to her true potential and becomes unstoppable. Promises in their simplest form are words spoken with the intention of conveying hope, commitment, or a future action. Yet the reality is that promises are often as fragile as glass, easily broken or manipulated, leading to disappointment. Women in particular need to be keenly aware of this and guard themselves against placing their faith in promises without scrutinizing the integrity of the individuals making them. Words can be mesmerizing. They can paint a beautiful picture, and in some cases, they can even ignite hope. But too often, promises are used as a tool for manipulation, and people who are skilled at making empty promises know how to capitalize on their ability to say what others want to hear. The problem lies in the fact that many people are taught to believe in the goodness of others without question. It's a natural inclination, one rooted in the desire for connection and mutual trust. But trust, especially in a world that often prioritizes self-interest, must be earned, not given blindly. When someone promises you something, it's essential to measure that promise, not only by the words they use, but also by the consistency of their actions. Are they following through on the promises they've made in the past? Are they delivering on their word in ways that match their vocal declarations? The true measure of integrity is not in what someone says, but in what they do. Actions reveal the depth of a person's character far more than the empty words they speak in moments of need. It's easy to promise the world when the stakes are low, but when push comes to shove, how many actually rise to meet the standards they set for themselves or others? Women in particular need to understand that a promise made in fleeting moments of emotion or desperation doesn't guarantee it will be fulfilled in the long term. People often promise things when they believe it will ease the moment or make them seem more appealing. But the commitment behind those promises may never materialize. Promises can often serve as a form of manipulation, providing false comfort to those who are too eager to believe in them. A person who promises you something with no intention of fulfilling that promise is taking advantage of your vulnerability, your trust, and your emotions. The key is learning to spot the red flags early, whether they are vague promises, repeated failure to deliver, or a tendency to make promises only when it benefits the other person. These are the warning signs that a promise may not hold weight. It's crucial to recognize that not every promise is created equally. Some promises are born from good intentions, while others are simply tools used to manipulate and control. The difference often lies in the consistency and sincerity of the individual making the promise. Does their behavior align with their words? Or do they constantly make excuses for why they cannot deliver? Over time, these patterns of broken promises can chip away at a person's sense of self-worth and trust. When you begin to invest in promises that are never fulfilled, you start to lose trust in yourself and in others. The damage may not always be immediate, but it accumulates over time, leading to a sense of disillusionment that can be difficult to overcome. One of the most disheartening aspects of broken promises is the impact they have on a person's emotional well-being. When a promise is made, it often carries with it a sense of hope and anticipation of something better to come. But when that promise goes unfulfilled, that hope is dashed, leaving a void that is often filled with frustration, sadness, and even anger. The emotional toll of unkept promises can be far more damaging than any physical injury, as it strikes at the heart of one's ability to trust, to hope, and to believe in the good of others. As women, it's vital to protect your emotional energy and understand that your worth isn't tied to anyone's promises. Whether they come from a partner, a friend, a colleague, or a family member, promises should not be the foundation upon which your emotional stability rests. Instead, look at a person's actions. Actions are louder than words, and they will reveal the truth of a promise far more clearly than any sweet words spoken in the moment. A person who consistently delivers on their promises, small or large, demonstrates reliability, respect, and integrity. These are the qualities that should be valued, not the fleeting words that are easily spoken in moments of convenience. It is also important to acknowledge that no one is perfect, and there are times when promises may need to be adjusted or reevaluated. Life is full of uncertainty, and circumstances change. However, how someone responds when they can't keep a promise is just as important as the promise itself. Do they own up to their failure and communicate openly, or do they make excuses, shift blame, or avoid addressing the situation altogether? This is the difference between someone who is truly trustworthy and someone who uses promises as a means of manipulation. Promises ultimately are only as powerful as the integrity of the person behind them. While it's easy to be swept away by comforting words, true strength lies in recognizing the value of actions and the power of discernment. Women must watch out for the promises that are made with the intent to manipulate, control, or deceive. Your trust is precious, and your emotional well-being is even more so. Never allow a promise, no matter how beautifully articulated, to define your future or your worth. Watch for the signs. Trust your instincts, and know that actions will always reveal the truth. Not everyone will be supportive of your dreams, and that reality can be an uncomfortable truth. It's crucial for women to recognize that not all individuals in their lives have their best interests at heart. People may smile and offer encouragement, but underneath the surface, there can be jealousy, envy, or simply a lack of understanding of the potential within you. Often, people feel threatened by the greatness of others, and they may not always want to see you succeed, especially if they haven't taken the steps to pursue their own dreams. Your dreams are personal to you. They are the essence of who you are and the vision of what you want to bring into existence. They represent the potential that you've discovered within yourself, the path you've chosen to walk. But as much as they are yours, the world is often full of people who don't understand the magnitude of your goals. These people might discourage you, offer negative opinions, or try to talk you out of your aspirations because they see your drive as something they lack within themselves. They may think you're chasing unrealistic goals, or worse, they may want to keep you at their level to avoid feeling threatened. In such an environment, women need to protect their dreams with every ounce of their being. The world can be full of naysayers who will stop at nothing to make you doubt your potential. While it's natural to want to share your achievements and your vision with the people around you, it's often better to exercise caution and discretion when revealing your dreams. When people don't see the vision the way you do, or when they aren't as invested in your success as you are, they can inadvertently sow seeds of doubt. They may share their fears and limitations with you, transferring their insecurities and frustrations onto you, which can begin to shake your confidence. The truth is, not everyone is ready to hear about your big dreams. You don't need to explain your goals to everyone, especially to those who might not be emotionally or mentally equipped to handle the vision you have for yourself. In fact, revealing your dreams too early can sometimes result in a premature sense of discouragement. Instead of seeking validation from people who may not have the capacity to understand the magnitude of your goals, it is better to keep your dreams close to your heart until you are in an environment where support and encouragement are abundant. You must recognize that some people might even be actively rooting against you, whether because of personal insecurities, bitterness, or their own fears about their abilities. There will always be individuals who would prefer to see you fail rather than succeed. They don't want you to surpass them, and the success you are chasing might stir up feelings of inadequacy in them. They may not consciously want to harm you, but their actions and words might unknowingly undermine your belief in your ability to reach the heights you're aiming for. When protecting your dreams, you also have to be mindful of how much energy you invest in people who have shown no interest in helping you achieve them. Sharing your dreams with the wrong people can lead to discouragement, distraction, or worse, betrayal. There are individuals who may not be malicious but still lack the understanding, the vision, or the willingness to support you in the ways you need. They may passively dismiss your ideas, question your ability to succeed, or act like your ambitions are trivial. But if you don't guard your dreams with care, their subtle negativity can cause your vision to become clouded by self-doubt. The reality is that your dreams are valuable. They represent not just aspirations, but the work, the sacrifice, and the energy you've invested in shaping them into something tangible. Women need to become discerning about who they allow into their vision. Not every friend, family member, or co-worker deserves a front row seat to your goals. Protecting your dreams means setting boundaries with those who either don't care enough to invest in your success, or worse, actively work against it. In the process of pursuing your dreams, you must also recognize the need to silence the noise from external sources. Whether it's the media, societal expectations, or the opinions of others, there will always be forces trying to define your success or dictate the path you should take. But you must learn to tune out these distractions and focus only on your own internal compass. Your dreams are a reflection of your true desires, not the desires others try to impose upon you. When you begin to recognize the value of your dreams and protect them, you will start to see who truly supports you and who doesn't. The people who genuinely care about your success will be the ones who celebrate your wins, offer constructive advice, and cheer you on without hesitation. Conversely, those who do not belong in your dream circle will show their true colors, whether through their indifference or their attempts to make you feel small for chasing something bigger than your current reality. You must understand that not everyone can handle the magnitude of your ambition. Your dreams are your own, and while it's important to seek advice and guidance along the way, it's ultimately up to you to protect them from the negativity that may surround you. Guarding your dreams is not just about silence. It's also about the strength to recognize when it's time to take a step back and reassess who deserves to be in your inner circle. Women often are the emotional caretakers in relationships, whether with friends, family, or in the workplace. There is a natural tendency to be empathetic and to want to help others, but this can sometimes lead to an unhealthy investment of time, energy, and resources into relationships or situations that don't serve your growth. It is crucial to understand that there are individuals who will intentionally or unintentionally drain your emotional energy. These are the people who show up in your life, often in the guise of friends or loved ones, but whose presence only leaves you feeling exhausted, overwhelmed, or anxious. In many cases, these individuals may not even be aware of the toll they are taking on you. They might be unaware of their constant demands for attention or the emotional labor they require, but that doesn't lessen the impact on you. The more you give, the more they expect. And eventually you may find yourself feeling empty, burnt out, and perhaps even resentful. The key lies in recognizing the subtle signs early on. These are people who always need something from you, whether it be emotional support, validation, or even material things, without offering anything in return. It becomes an imbalanced relationship where one party continually takes and the other continually gives. A common sign of these energy drainers is their ability to dominate conversations, leaving you feeling unheard and invisible. They may constantly talk about their own issues, but when it comes time to listen to your concerns or celebrate your successes, they either deflect the conversation or minimize your experiences. Over time, this can erode your sense of self-worth as you begin to question whether your needs and feelings are truly important. It can even make you feel guilty for wanting to prioritize yourself or set boundaries, as if you are being selfish for demanding respect and attention. This dynamic isn't exclusive to personal relationships. It extends into professional environments as well. In the workplace, energy drainers are the colleagues who are quick to complain, criticize, or gossip, but are never willing to offer solutions or support. They might be the ones who drain the morale of the team, sucking up time and energy without adding anything of value. These individuals can negatively affect your productivity, focus, and overall attitude toward your work. The emotional exhaustion you feel from dealing with them can affect your career progression and your general well-being. Another manifestation of energy drainers can be seen in those who seek constant validation. While seeking praise or encouragement isn't inherently negative, when it becomes a pattern, it can become emotionally taxing. These individuals rely on others to boost their self-esteem constantly, and if they don't get the praise or recognition they feel they deserve, they might manipulate situations to elicit sympathy or attention. This cycle can make you feel emotionally obligated to provide the constant reinforcement they crave, even when you may not have the emotional bandwidth to do so. At the heart of this issue lies the importance of boundaries. A boundary is not a wall meant to shut others out. It's a line of respect that protects your energy. Boundaries are essential for preserving your mental health and ensuring that you are not constantly at the mercy of other people's emotional needs. Setting these boundaries is not easy, especially for women who are often socialized to be nurturing and accommodating. However, without these boundaries, you risk allowing energy drainers to dominate your emotional space. It's critical to understand that setting boundaries is a form of self-love. It's about recognizing that your well-being matters just as much as anyone else's. And it's not selfish to protect your emotional energy. When you consistently give to others without any consideration for your own needs, you run the risk of depletion. You may feel like you are constantly giving, but there is nothing left for yourself. You may feel like you are constantly giving, but there's no self-love. There's no sense of self-worth. You may find yourself living for, this leads to burnout, anxiety, and sometimes a deep sense of resentment. The ability to say no is an essential skill in protecting yourself from energy drainers. It's okay to refuse requests, to withdraw when you need space, and to assert your needs. When you say no, you are prioritizing your own well-being, which ultimately allows you to be more present and supportive for others when it is appropriate. Saying no does not make you a bad person. It makes you a person who knows their worth and refuses to allow others to take advantage of their kindness or generosity. Moreover, surrounding yourself with positive, uplifting individuals can create a powerful buffer against the emotional drainers in your life. By consciously choosing to spend more time with those who respect you, value your time, and encourage your growth, you naturally create a supportive circle that fuels your energy instead of depleting it. These relationships are built on mutual respect, where giving and receiving is balanced. and where emotional energy is preserved rather than drained. Ultimately, women need to recognize that they deserve relationships where their energy is respected and valued. Energy drainers will always exist, but they should not have the power to define your emotional state. Protecting your energy requires strength, awareness, and the willingness to say no when necessary. It's about choosing to invest in relationships and situations that contribute to your growth, happiness, and peace of mind. Once you understand this, you will no longer feel obligated to carry the weight of other people's negativity or emotional demands. Instead, you will walk through life with the assurance that your energy is yours to control and protect.